Peace. You know, my name is Tommy Muhammad, aka Tigo the Beat Banger. You know, I just wanted to respond to President Ahmadinejad. The brother spoke very eloquently and pretty much laid it out in layman's terms. I mean, you see those little yellow books on different devices made for dummies. But basically, what he laid out was a foreign policy, save the world, United Nations, an up-to-date summary of what's going on with the world and our problems made for dummies. I mean, it was really an embarrassment. As an American, I live here in the United States. I enjoy this country, although I'm very critical of it. It's just that what he said was really clear and it was concise, and he just posed questions as in a real scholarly academic way. He asked that there be a conference to continue the discussion. We need to have independent investigation. He raised such crystal clear points like the Security Council. How can resolutions be drawn up against countries and then the United Nations not enforce the resolutions except in cases where they pick and choose? And the picking and choosing is done by the very people who are on the Security Council. So what happens when a Security Council member such as Israel or the United States is in violation of the United Nations? Well, they just do whatever they want to do. And as Ahmadinejad pointed out, they can just simply veto anyone to stop them from doing what they want to do. So that's a double standard. I mean, that would never work in our jurisprudence here in the United States. And certainly is an embarrassment. I think President Barack Obama, when he initially set out during his campaign, he wanted to try to make America more of a fair and just dealer at the table of international affairs, and he's been undermined by those forces who are pro-Zionist movement. I mean, you want to call this conspiracy theory? What he sounds. I see a lot of comments here on YouTube about Ahmadinejad and other people who just raise great questions that they're conspiracy nuts. Well, to me, just being irrational, trying to be fair, trying to be balanced, it's really a nut idea to just take anything that they say on face value. For example, they said the buildings came down because of the jet fuel. Well, we know there's a lot of problems with that because there was no planes that hit Building 7, yet it came down in the same speed, in the same exact fashion as the other two twin towers. Now, if you're, to me, you're a nut if you have accepted the idea and the reason for those buildings collapsing as they has presented, that the buildings came down because of the jet fuel of the beams. Well, what's your explanation for Building 7? Go ahead, I'll wait. No, I'm not going to wait, because you will never be able to do it, and I'll have gray hair, be dead, I'll be a skeleton sitting here looking at you. But by the time you answer that question. So these are just questions. Even if you don't agree with Ahmadinejad, even if you don't think, you can criticize him, because I'm sure he's worthy of critique from what I understand what's going on in his country. But what we're doing is talking about what's going on in the world. What he does in his backyard, what he does in his backyard. I'm really concerned about what's going on in our front, our back, and all in our house here in the United States. So he just pointed out some things. If you live in the United States watching this, you need to raise questions to your elected officials. The next time you go to the ballot box, you need to be thinking about some things, ask some questions, because it's really shameful and embarrassing for our officials to walk out of a public meeting where one man representing one country express an opinion. For you to walk out, that is very, very immature, childish. We call it being a punk, we call it being big jazz. That's really not appropriate. I don't care if you disagree with him or not. That's just like going to a court and the defendant starts to raise his points and the prosecutor walks out, or vice versa. The prosecutor walks out. The defendant walks out on the prosecutor raising his point. No, you stand there and listen to the testimony. And the jury needs to listen and need to be fair-minded. Why aren't we holding these same standards up to our country when it comes to the world community? The world community is a very, very important thing to be at the United Nations speaking to the entire world, to the entire world. So, I'm disturbed about him walking out. It's really an embarrassment. Shame on him. Shame. So that's just my 2 cents. Thanks for